Welcome to another episode of the Butterfly Mindset Podcast.
Left late night, what a mess. We woke up and we're still obsessed. Can't keep it straight night and day. We keep it classy, still we stay.
Welcome to another episode of the Butterfly Mindset Podcast. Today I have my good friend Jeffrey McGonigle. McGonigle?
Yeah.
I said that right?
McGonigle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I thought I said it wrong for a second.
No, you're good.
Bro, thanks for being on.
Hey, man. Pleasure to be here, brother.
You know, I was like, started talking, then we started getting really into and I was like, I got to start the podcast now because we're just going to dive into too much stuff, you know? Long story short, the whole thought process of the podcast is really diving into success breeding success, right? And I've actually had the honor to see your growth over the last probably 5 years really skyrocket, which is freaking amazing. And so I think it's really important to share how you got from where you started to all the way to where you're at now, right? So rewind to when you got into real estate. Actually, no, I want to go before we got into real estate. What were you doing before real estate?
Before real estate, I worked for DoorDash company. Used to work at U.S. Polo Association. And started off as, welcome to U.S. Polo, my name's Jeff. All the way through helping to open up a few different stores in the Orlando, Tampa area market. And, right around 25, I call it my quarter life crisis.
Yeah.
And I just looked up. I was managing, probably, number one or number two store in the state of Florida. And the future, you start to have is this what I want to do with the rest of my life conversation with yourself? And it just didn't really resonate, right? So I decided I was going to get my real estate license. I started in Florida, and then I came out here to a wedding. And my wife's, one of her best friends, was getting married, and her husband was a real estate agent. And he was like, dude, you'd be great at real estate. And I was like, what? I was just thinking about it. And he was like, come out here, got a job, went home, put in my 2 weeks notice from the job. And, what is that, 14, 17 days later, moved to California and started from there. So I started before California, by the way, takes 6 to 8 months to get your real estate license.
Yeah, exactly.
So do your prep before. But jumped in there, started with him. And that kind of fizzled out a little bit, but then we moved that was October of 2017. Started working at a RE/MAX office, just calling, before I had my real estate license.
Yeah.
And I was able to, it's kind of like the movies, here's some leads, call the leads, hit the leads, let me know if you need anything.
Yeah.
I was able to lock up my first opportunity, and before I even got my license, Chris Giannos, who owns Humanize, he was first person to actually hire me on at RE/MAX. That's where I met Jose, who's my current business partner, and who we run Power Real Estate with. And then we just met a lot of really, really great people. And I was, you get to stand on the shoulders of giants, man. I learned so much in that office, but I was also able to utilize the skill set of managing.
Yep.
Right. I come from managing 50, 60, 70 real estate, not real estate, employees, partners, and really developing them as you go. But I was doing that at 22 through 25. So bringing that skill set into real estate really helped of understanding that there has to be a system. There has to be a flow. There has to be a reason. The way we teach needs to be different. So I sold houses for a year and a half, sold 80 plus houses. And then I moved right into the management and at RE/MAX, and we crushed it. We did really well. And we wanted to go into a different direction.
Yep.
Sometimes you just gotta leave your parents' house type of situation. And that's where, Power Real Estate Group was founded. Jose, planted the flag. We surrounded, supported, and here we are today.
Yeah, I think we connected off of when we first met off of systems and processes because we're both this system processes type of people, and it's interesting to know that of your background because Like sometimes people are like, how did you figure out how to do this? Well, because you were doing it before, and it's like part of your nature.
You come from
right?
a system. Like,
Correct.
When you think championships and you think sports, like,
Yep.
you know, Michael Jordan is he comes from a system. Kobe comes from a system. Shaq comes from a system. Curry comes from a system. They come from, you know, the triangle offense, right?
Yep.
That was able to, in a 20-year span, 25-year span, come up with, 6 plus, that's 11, the 15 championships during that time. So systems actually win championships.
Yep.
And I'm a firm believer of if you can put someone who's able and willing into a system of winning and a culture of winning and letting them understand, you know, define a vision of where they want to go, they're going to hit it out the park.
Yeah, 100%. So now I'm going to go back and then I'm going to come back forward. But you had mentioned you came out here for a wedding and then you said, what, 17 days?
Yeah, after the wedding.
So let me frame this out here. You're like, go to the wedding. You're like, I love California.
Not even.
So
California's all right.
What was it?
You gotta, when you want more for your life, man, you only got one life.
Yeah.
Right? So I come from a very supportive family. I knew that if it didn't work out, I can go home and start again. Right?
Yeah.
So it's the same way I feel about, I don't ever get too down on the market.
Yep.
Because if you built it once, you could build it again.
Yep,
right?
100%.
So like it comes, that's just always been my mentality. You know, I told my mom like a week before I left, it was like, hey, you know how you came to America? I'm about to go to California. But the distance from Jamaica to Florida isn't as far. You know, like, you were all right. You made the right decision. I'm going to go and check this out. She hated it at first, but,
yeah, of course.
you know, 5, 6, 7 years later, she's like, yeah, let's do it. It worked out great. When you coming home?
Yeah.
But no, that the mindset that it was you have nothing to lose. Like,
but was it because you believed in the person that you had talked to, like that mentor of yours, that first mentor, or was it like, you know, one of my business partners tells me, you know, Cyrus, you got tight shoes, you got to get a new pair of shoes, because sometimes I'll be like, I got to go get this house or do this or do something else. Was it like you felt like you had tight shoes in Florida and you were just like, I'm looking for somewhere to go? Or was it because you like saw this mentor and you believed in it and you were like, let me go?
I saw the opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? And what I mean by that, great mentor, but I understood that California was going to provide a greater challenge. Right? When you're 25 years old, everybody can remember, or if you are 25 or you're about to be 25, if you're in the same town that you grew up in, you have there's so much noise.
Yeah.
Right? It's literally just me and Monse, right?
Yeah.
And so we were able to be extremely focused for years.
Yeah.
Like you have to go to a birthday party and you have to spend 6 hours there, right?
Yeah.
I only get to say happy birthday or hop on the FaceTime. There goes 30 minutes. That 7.5 hours I got back, I would pour that into it. And I was just really, really disciplined. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
What people don't tell you in real estate, like California, you know, came out here with like 5K, was like, yeah, that's 6 months rent. No, it's not.
Right.
No, it's not. Right? So you learn, and through necessity is how you're able to create great things, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So that's what it was. It was like, you got out here and you're out here, what are you going to do with it? It's hard. You made a choice, you got to man up, and it's either you win or you don't.
Yeah, it's that analogy of like catching the white tiger. It's like when you see that white tiger, like you got to catch it because they're very rare, right?
You gotta catch it.
And I think it's like a super important piece of your story is like, and already from what I've gathered, you've seen that already, right? Like, or I've seen that is like there's opportunity in California. It's like I got to go for the opportunity. You go to starting real estate and you start selling houses, and there's the opportunity. Like when you see the opportunity, like great leaders seize the opportunity to be able to build.
Yeah.
Right. I read something the other day. It was like either you're a leader or you're a follower. Right. Mm-hmm. Like you're either going to lead the troops or troops are going to have to follow you, or you're going to follow the leader, right? Like at the end of the day. And I think great leaders see opportunities and take advantage of the opportunities.
And understanding that a lot of opportunities are 2x opportunities, right?
Yep.
So meaning if you work harder at this opportunity, you're going to double.
Yeah.
And then some opportunities are 10x opportunities.
Yeah.
And they're totally different, right? You go from being an agent to being a team lead in a year and a half of getting your license.
Yep.
You go from having a structured, you can do this for the next 40 years of your life, to I'm going to pack it all up, move 3,000 miles away and pack up in a Honda Civic and change it. Like, that's a 10x jump.
Yeah.
So for me, it's always trying to figure out, what is the world telling me? Where do I want to be? What's the position that I want to play? And what's the impact it's going to have on my life, but not only my life, but impact on everybody that I come in contact with.
100%.
Because my why is big, you know? Like,
Yeah.
It's understanding where I come from, and, you know, from my mom, my dad, my family, like my brother, my sister, all of those things I have so much gratitude for the people that poured into me, that decisions that I make are decisions for us.
So you have how many siblings?
I have, on my mom's side, I got 2. On my dad's side, lives in Jamaica with my dad. Shout out Dad, you know, doing his thing. Probably, I think 6.
Okay.
6, yeah.
Dang, so you got a lot of siblings.
Yeah.
And where do you fall in this?
I'm the second for both.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're actually like on the older.
Yeah, but my brother's 7 years older than me. My closest sibling, and my sister is 6 years. So for
So
good,
it's a big gap.
yeah, there's a gap.
Yeah.
Like,
So you were the baby for a while.
I was the baby for a while, but middle child syndrome.
Yeah.
Never me. Like, chip on your shoulder. That plays a part in it. And I leverage that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not my mom worked 16 hours a day. Like,
Wow.
she made $5.50 an hour. So for me, it was like, all right, cool. I have no excuse. I have no tolerance for work and what it comes in. You know, excuses are tools of incompetence that build monuments of nothingness. Write it again, Mr. McGonigle. Like, I had to write that in school over and over again. I think those little lessons have an impact and help me be who I am today.
Yeah, I love that. That's amazing. And now you're like, so you go from getting into real estate to crushing real estate because of just pure hard work, probably.
Yeah, hard work and being in the right system, in the right place.
Right.
Like, the people that the first office that I walked into, I think I did the numbers the other day. Like, though that in the last 5 years, you've created like 3 or 4 different team leads.
Yep.
You know, massive $1 million companies, multi-million-dollar companies, multiple multi-million-dollar companies, and I used to laugh when they would be like, well, you know, Warren Buffett would be like, you need a little bit of luck, right?
Yeah.
No, you really do. You need some luck. You need some blessing. You need some old women praying for you, right?
Yeah,
You need it all. Anything. Give me all the good vibes you possibly can. I'll take it. And that plays a part into it, because hard work, I've definitely put in the work, but I was around people that were like, hey, here's what hard work looks like.
And here's the hard work that you should be doing versus this, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about, like, when you went from when you made the decision to go from like agent to leadership, as far as you became a manager? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah. So that
What
shift,
did that look like?
that came out of necessity as well, right? So the team leader had moved to another team, so they were running the flex team, and there was a void. Kind of raised my hand, was like, I got management experience. Like, here's what I think should happen. Training should look like this. KPIs should be this. Here's how we need to change the way we're reporting, because when you work in corporate America, every night you got to send an email.
Yeah, exactly.
That email has to go to New York, and in New York, like, if you're late on that email, like, there's consequences, right?
Yeah.
So real estate was just being real estate.
Yeah.
But I think what I wanted to see was a change in how we were reporting, and let the numbers speak for where we need to be. Clearly, boots on the ground, still feeling the culture of what we're building. And that helped a lot, because once we were able to do that, at one point, we were managing 2 different flex teams for 2 different brokerages. Had one at EXP, one at Remax, doing, split tests to see where were the agents going to make more money over the next 6 months.
Yeah.
And, just ideating on different ways to be able to support our agents the way that they should be supported, right? So
100%.
that was my main focus, because I had just came out of that. I was like, hey, man, I know what I'm doing, and I know that John or Sally over here, they don't understand the why behind what they need to do.
Yeah.
And if they don't understand the why behind what they need to do,
it's not going to work.
It ain't going to work.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's I think that's a unique thought process, especially in real estate. I think I've coached and worked with so many of the top team leaders in the freaking country, and I think the big differentiator between the top performing teams and people that want to be top performing teams but aren't there is the people that are the top performing teams run it as a business, as with a correct structure, with KPIs and so on and so forth, where these people run it as self-employment, which is great. You can make a lot of money being a team lead as the, quote unquote rainmaker, and out there hitting the ground, running, so on and so forth. Or you can run this as a business so that if you stepped away, everything continues to run.
Yep.
And that's what systems and processes do.
Yeah.
Which it sounds like that's where you took your experience and played it into here.
Yep.
So you mentioned you were at EXP Remax at the same time, running 2 different flex teams. Right? And then I know, right? Then you transitioned out of Remax, right? And then you started growing your power.
Yeah.
Right?
We went over to Jose, like I said, planted the flag, came over a couple of months later, and we were at EXP for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then last month we hit our 2-year mark at Real.
Yeah.
And for us, it's, one, finding companies and teams and systems that are going to support the growth of the agents, but not get in the way of the ambition of the team leader.
Yeah.
And that's very important to us.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
We want to be able to test different things out. And, right now we're in we make ourselves uncomfortable, and that's a freedom of being a part of a good system. It's all right, cool. Let's test this out.
Yeah.
And everybody's okay with it. It crashed, or all right, cool. We got a rocket. It's in orbit.
Well, and that's how you have growth, right? Mm-hmm. You have to push.
Yeah, always.
Tim Grover. Mm-hmm. When I met with him, and I was talking to him, I asked him. I was like, I have one question to ask. Other than that, we could chop it up about anything, but I have one question. How do you take guys like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade, all these amazing athletes that are literally the best in the world at what they do, and make them better? Right? This is you can have the best person in the but how do you take that person and make them better, because they're already great? And he goes, Cyrus, my job is not to get them to 100%. He's like, my job is to get them to 120. They have to come in to that gym at 100%. Mm-hmm. If they come into that gym at 100%, I could get them to 120, because now I'm pushing them into their uncomfortable, right? And it's the same thing in business. We have to push ourselves up to 100% on a daily basis, and then we have to look at, okay, what's uncomfortable, and then push into that. Because without doing that, you won't have growth.
You won't have growth.
You'll be stagnant. It's what we were talking about before, right? Of why I'm where I'm at, because it's we have to keep pushing.
A lot of people don't. Sharon posted the other day, and sent a message like or reacted to it. You gotta be obsessed, man.
Yep.
Like I'm not the easiest person to be around.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Like yesterday's good enough is not today's good enough. Point blank period. Like, and I will rather sit alone and pace around that conference room table until like I get it right. I'm going to do different iterations. I'm going to look into a camera. I'm going to role play, watch the role play. How did it sound until we tweak the little things. I'm going to look at the business plan. I'm going to read the book. I'm going to sign up for the AI course. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to change the way I eat as a real estate agent to be able to perform better.
100%.
Right? So
I had a coach when I was playing soccer.
Yeah.
I had my goalkeeper coach when I was younger. He's like one of the best goalkeeper coaches ever, by the way. Not just for me, not just because it's he's built some of the best goalkeepers in the world. And so anything he said, I was just like locked in, right? And he said, I was like, I just want to get faster. Like I want to, and he goes, if you want to be faster, you have to do everything fast. Mm-hmm. He was like, you have to eat fast. You have to think fast. Like in my mind, I'm like, what do you mean eating fast? How does that have to do anything with soccer, right? Like, but it's all the mindset, the thought process.
You get there, you get everywhere here first.
Correct. 100%. And that was the whole point, right? Like, it's the same thing that you just said. Like, it's that obsession. Like, you want to be the best at anything. You have to go all in on that thing.
On that thing.
Period. Because if you go 80%, there's someone that's going 100%. Like, every day of the week. And then that goes back to what we were talking about, is you want to be better than that person, you have to push past it. And yeah, sometimes you're trying to go and you're at 105 and car breaks down, you got to pull over and change the tires or whatever, but now you're at 105, now let's go. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, right? And this is this thought process of like this growth mindset. And I think, yeah, 100%. You got to be obsessed, you got to push, you got to everything is all mindset, I think.
When an agent joins a team, I just ask them a simple Tom Ferry question. Are you interested, committed, or obsessed? Right? And I need to know, before they answer the question, by the time they've met with me, they've seen what an obsession means. This is like week 2. And I ask them, before you answer that question, understand what comes with obsessed.
Yep.
Right? You don't have to do this. But this is what the plan looks like.
Yeah.
Pick your plan. And I think as leaders, we have to coach people according to their goals.
Yep.
We can build systems that make it comfortable for someone who wants to be in that. You don't have to be on the team. But it's having that communication with people to volunteer to be into that. Even our committed program is intense compared to other people's programs.
Yeah.
So that's just the breeding ground of it. Because I know our top producers and I know the people, they want to be around other people who think the same. They will walk. I know we're at Work Hard, Be Kind. And I tell them, be kind. But at the end of the day, wolves and dogs, two different beasts.
Yep. It's the culture.
Yeah.
Right? and I think that's what you as I've also observed outside in, that you guys have built so well, is culture.
Yeah.
And again, I go back to it starts with leadership, right? Which is why I was super excited to have you
I appreciate it,
on the podcast. You know what I mean? I have a couple more questions for you. First, where can people connect with you?
Social media, Instagram, Jeffrey_McGonigle. And
can you spell that?
McGonigle. Jeffrey first, Jeffery, and then _McGonigle, McGonigle.
And my next question is someone is in their 20s. They're trying to figure out what their next step is in life. They're at this point where they know they got to make a big move, but they're not sure what that big move is. What piece of advice would you give them on how to seize that opportunity when it's there?
I spent a lot of time in my life around a lot of older people. And the one thing I learned is regret's probably the most expensive thing that you will ever Like, that's the most expensive currency. It's better to say you did it, you attempted it, and it didn't work and it wasn't for you, than for you to spend the rest of your life thinking, why didn't I do that? Because then you're never truly present. You know, when you do something and you tried it and it wasn't for you, you can honestly say it wasn't for you.
Yep.
Right?
I think there's an important caveat with that too, though. I think like that thought process is trying it and making sure it's not for you is like going all in on it.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, let me touch the water,
Oh,
right?
no,
Like
I'm not a...
That's what I'm saying.
not
that's why I'm saying, because it's all in, right?
My conversation with my family was, I'm going to California.
Yep.
It wasn't I'm thinking of California, right?
Yeah.
It was, and that's kind of how I live my life, you know.
Yep.
And I believe people, the actions that most people take are learned behaviors, and they're survival tactics that are passed down from generation to generation.
100%.
Right. So, what has kept your lineage alive and for you to actually be here? I'm not one to tell. I'm not one to tell you what you should do. I can only speak for me. I know for me, it's when I have to light the fire.
Yeah.
There has to be a fire lit. And with that fire, I can go through any jungle. You know, it's like a lantern, right?
Yeah.
Just keep the fire lit. You need oxygen. You need everything to come along with it. So there's no half stepping when you step. But if you step and it's a misstep, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is another day.
100%.
Right? Tomorrow's another day. Make sure you never do anything that jeopardizes your integrity, right? And your respect, to me, respect is more important than money.
Yeah.
Right? So there's been plenty of times where, bro, take the bag, $2-3 million from this brokerage or that brokerage, but I would have had to, that would have been at the cost of the people that I'm in the trenches with every single day. Couldn't do it.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. It's not me. I know a lot of people who are down to do that, but it ain't me. I'm gonna build it another way.
Yep.
And because I believe in me, I believe in the team, I believe in the systems, I believe, that you can work really hard at something, or you can work really hard. I tell the agents all the time, I'd much rather you work really hard on building yourself than for you to go work on really hard at anything else. Like, go invest into yourself, because you are a part of the team, and the better that you are, the better we all are. So
100%. I love that. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you for being on.
Man, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, man.